Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video we're going to be testing out the 204 Ruger, the 223 Remington, and the 22-250. All of those are right there in front of you. On the left is the 204 Ruger 32 grain VMAX that we'll be testing today. In the middle is the 223 55 grain VMAX. And on the far right is the 22-250 55 grain VMAX bullet on top of that one as well. Now I have chronographed all of these rounds off of camera, so we're going to go over the speed numbers today, and then we'll go right out into the field and do some testing at a distance of 100 yards and see how these bullets actually perform when they hit 10-pound blocks of clay. If you like today's video, please remember to click the like button, do subscribe, and turn on the notifications icon button if you haven't already done so. And as always, we're looking forward to your comments. We thank you again. Well, here are the numbers for the ammunition choices that we'll be testing today. I've chronographed all of these off of camera. We'll go over these with you real briefly. The 204 Ruger 32 grain VMAX, Hornady Super Performance. The box claim is that it should be doing about 42.25 feet per second. I've got those things coming in at about 39.53 feet per second, about 6.4% below the manufacturer claim. For the 223 Remington 55 grain VMAX Hornady Varmint Express, the box tells me it should be doing about 32.40 feet per second. Out of a 16-inch carbine, I'm finding that they're only doing about 28.53 feet per second, 11.9% below the box claim. But again, that's a 16-inch carbine. I would suspect if I'm using a 22-inch or 24-inch bolt-action rifle, I'm probably going to see numbers a whole lot closer to that 32.40 feet per second. In terms of the 22-250 55 grain VMAX, it's the exact same bullet that is sitting on top of the 223. The only difference is that there's definitely more gunpowder pushing it. They're advertising a speed of 36.80 feet per second. I'm finding that they're pretty close to that, 36.35 feet per second, about 1.2% below what their claim is. In terms of the muzzle velocity and energy right there at the muzzle on the 204 Ruger, 39.53 feet per second, 1110 foot-pounds of energy at the start. The 223 Remington, 28.53 feet per second, 993 foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle. And the 22-250 with 36.35 feet per second, 1612 foot-pounds of energy. But the most important numbers is this: how are they doing at 100 yards? The 204 Ruger will arrive with the most speed, 34.07 feet per second, 825 foot-pounds of energy. Now I say that the 100-yard numbers are the most important. That's only because that's where we're doing the testing today, is at a distance of 100 yards. The 223 Remington will arrive with a speed of 24.99 feet per second, 763 foot-pounds of energy. And that 22-250 will arrive with a speed of 32.13 feet per second, delivering 1,261 foot-pounds of energy. Now it's important to remember that these are all VMAX bullets. VMAX bullets are very explosive. That's their design. But because they're very explosive, they don't always penetrate very well at all. If you want some decent penetration depth with them, it's best to allow them to slow down a little bit, which is what the 223 does. In fact, at 100 yards, the 223 is going to be 22% slower than the 22-250 with 39% less foot-pounds of energy. It's going to be 26.7% slower than the 204 Ruger with 7.5% less energy. Now this whole idea of let's slow a bullet down so it'll have better penetration, remember that's a two-sided coin. On the one hand, yeah, you'll get better penetration, the bullet will get deeper inside of the game that you're hunting. But on the other side of the equation, you might say, well, with a 22-250 or a 204 Ruger, even if the bullet doesn't get there, the energy wave will get there and that'll take care of it for me. So again, that's a two-sided coin. We'll see how those do out there today. We'll be shooting this block of clay at a distance of 100 yards with the 204 Ruger. The ammunition will be the Hornady Super Performance 32 grain VMAX bullet. Walking up right now to the 10-pound block of clay that was just hit at 100 yards with a 204 Ruger 32 grain VMAX bullet. There's not really much left to it. You can see a lot of small flakes of bullet where the bullet basically disintegrated. It did not make it through to even the first water jug. Here is the back side of that block of clay, mostly unharmed. And I wonder how the bottom of this is looking here. We've got some indentation on the bottom. As you can see, the pressure tried to push some of that clay through the crate. We'll be shooting at this 10-pound block of clay from a distance of 100 yards using a .223 with a 55 grain VMAX Hornady Varmint Express. Walking up right now to the 10-pound block of clay that was just hit at a distance of 100 yards using a .223 with a 55 grain VMAX Hornady Varmint Express. Along the way, there is a block of clay with the target still attached to it right there. I'm not sure, but I have a feeling I hit this just a little bit low to the left. It certainly went through the clay, which is a first for a VMAX bullet that I've seen. And you can see where it went into the water jug. Some hydrostatic damage on the back side of the water jug. Definitely no exit. All of the other water jugs unharmed. We should be able to find that bullet in there. Hope the camera is picking that up, but the bullet is definitely in there. And here is the clay itself. Clay itself is on the ground. Not sure if this is maybe where a bullet went through or not. I believe that's the back side of the clay right there. But it's just really hard to know. I'll have to watch the tape when I get home to figure out what's what on this clay. Well, I was able to pour out the remains of that 55 grain VMAX Hornady Varmint Express from that first water jug. Here's all that's left of it. I'll weigh this when I get home. I don't know, my best guess is 10, 11, 12 grains total weight, somewhere in there. We'll be shooting at this 10-pound block of clay from a distance of 100 yards with a .22-250 using a 55 grain VMAX bullet, Hornady Varmint Express. Walking up to what's left of the 10-pound block of clay that was just hit at a distance of 100 yards with a .22-250 using a 55 grain VMAX. We might have about half a pound left. It looks like there's just various pieces of clay that just rain down everywhere. It looks like the water jug right behind the clay did absorb some damage. There is
a fair amount of hydrostatic damage on the side and back of it. But I don't think that the bullet actually made it through there. If you look real close, you can see that the bullet stopped just short of going into that water jug. Let's take a look in there to see for sure. Definitely no fragments, no bullet in there whatsoever. As you can see if you look real close, there is a little bit of the 22-250 left right there, so it just stopped short of getting into that clay, or getting into the water jug. The clay itself seems to be stuck to the water jug. It pushed it into it so hard. On the inside of the clay, that's really pretty much all that's left to it at this point.